Good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the topic that how commercial banks create money. Bank is a financial institution which is engaged in borrowing and lending activities. Today banking system is a two-tier structure, central bank and commercial banks. Commercial banks do the ordinary business for general public and central bank control the entire operation of commercial banks. For your simplicity, I'll take a very lively example like in your school. Teachers are doing the ordinary business of teaching to general students and principal is doing the overall function of supervising, controlling and managing the operation or activities of all the teachers, right? So this way our commercial banks and central banks are working. But the scope of the present video is limited to the creation of money function of commercial banks only. The question arises, how do commercial banks create money? So let us understand the answer of this question in the present video. When people deposit their money in banks with the clear-cut understanding that they are free to withdraw a part or whole of this amount as and when they like. Then the question arises, does bank keep the entire amount in deposits as ready cash? Suppose the banks do so, then what will happen? Will they be able to earn profit? Will they be able to earn their expenses of conducting banking business? Will they be able to pay interest to their depositors? The answer of all these questions is no, if they keep the entire amount in deposits. So here comes the second important function of the commercial banks, that is loan. In practice, banks keeps only a fraction of deposits as reserve and use the remaining amount for giving loan and earn interest through loan and made their profit. Again a question arises, if any depositors want to withdraw his money or withdrawal from deposits are more than cash kept by banks, then what will happen? Answer to this is that such a situation is rarely arises because from experience it is found that not all the depositors withdraw money at the same time and that they withdraw only a fraction of deposits. Therefore, there is no need for banks to keep the entire amount in reserves. By keeping only a fraction of deposits as reserve, the banks can meet the daily withdrawal demands of their depositors, right? But the next question arises, who decide this fraction? That is, the reserves to be kept by the banks. It is the central bank of the country. That means in case of India, it is the Reserve Bank of India who decides it and makes it legally compulsory for all the commercial banks to follow. This fraction is called cash reserve ratio. It is a minimum requirement that the commercial banks has to kept with the central banks. So let us start the functioning of how commercial banks create money with the help of a numerical example. First of all, I'll just give you a brief introduction in theory. Then I'll take up a numerical example to explain that theoretical concept. As you see in the present slide, the power of commercial banks to expand deposits through loans, advances, and investments is known as credit creation. The base of credit creation is two types of deposit. It is primary deposits and derivative deposits. In the next slide, we are going to discuss about primary and derivative deposits. Primary deposit arises when a cash or check is deposited by the customer in the bank. These deposits are called primary deposits or cash deposit. It is out of these primary deposits that the bank makes loans and advances to the customers, right? The initial amount which is deposited by the person in the bank, that is known as the primary deposits. Now comes to the derivative deposits. It arises on account of granting loan by a bank. It is also called as secondary deposits, right? Because the loan is not given in cash. An account is open in the name of the borrower, and the so-called account is known as secondary deposits or derivative deposits. Primary deposits indicate the saving of the depositors, whereas derivative deposits indicate the borrowings of the depositors, right? Now let us do the process of credit creation. Banking system as a whole can create credit which is several times more than the original increase in the deposits of a bank. This process is called the multiple expansion or multiple creation of credit. For the simplicity, here I am taking some assumptions. The first one is there is a single banking system and the initial deposits received by that bank is of rupees 1000. Now let us assume the cash reserve ratio fixed by the central bank is 10%, which is not going to be changed. That means out of the total funds, every commercial bank has to keep only 10% of their total funds with the central bank. With CRR 10%, these initial deposits of 1000 allows the bank to create demand deposits up to rupees 10,000. Here you can see the formula that the total demand deposits are calculated by 1 upon the cash reserve ratio into initial deposits. Taking the numerical example of this, 1 by 10% into 1000 is equal to 10,000. That means an initial deposit of 1000 rupees will be able to create up to rupees 10,000, and this 10,000 is known as credit creation. Now do this theoretical part with numerical example. Suppose in the first round a person deposit rupees 10,000, right? And the CRR as fixed by the central banks is 10%. That means a bank has to keep only 100 rupees with the central bank. Now the commercial banks has an excess reserve of rupees 900. That means after deducting this 100 which the commercial bank has to kept with the central bank out of rupees 1900, this balance is known as excess reserve. This excess reserve can be used as a loan. So in the second round, if a bank give a loan say to person B of rupees 900, then obviously, as I have already told you, it is not given in cash. An account is open in the name of person A, right? So again the deposits of 900 are created in the bank. This 900 will be the secondary or derivative deposits as per the cash reserve ratio criteria. Again 90% has to be kept with the central bank, and balance of excess reserve, that is rupees 810, are still available for giving as loan. Here I am just taking the 3 rounds, but this 1000 will create a credit up to rupees 10,000, and this process of credit creation will continue till all the excess reserves are exhausted. So this is the theoretical and numerical explanation of how commercial banks create money. In India, the cash reserve ratio is determined not by the commercial bank themselves but by the RBI. Therefore, it is also called legal reserve ratio because central bank makes it legally compulsory for the commercial banks to follow. Once CRR is known, it is easy to find out the credit multiplier or the number of times the commercial banks can create credit per unit, and the formula of credit creation is 1 by CRR. And you know what is the most interesting part of this chapter? Suppose you will be having a question. Explain the process of credit creation, or explain the process of money creation, or discuss money multiplier. The answer of all these questions remains the same, right? Again, you have to explain the same thing under all these three questions. In the next slide, we are going to discuss the significance of CRR with central bank. As commercial banks are required to keep a stipulated cash reserve with the central bank, then how it will help them, right? It enables the central bank to offer financial help, which is known as financial accommodation. For example, during financial emergencies, a commercial banks need finance, then he can easily approach the central bank. Second, it enables the central bank to exercise control because CRR is decided by the central bank, and central bank can change its ratio as per the conditions of the economy, right? So this is all about how banks will create money, right? And what is the significance of cash reserve ratio. So in the last, you will be having some questions for practice. These are some of the important questions of this chapter. Please go through it. Thank you.